Ah. I can take my eye off his jacket. It looks like wearing a big society t-shirt wasn't just reserved for David Cameron's visit to Palmer's College. You're actually out here in Tilbury, walking the walk and talking the talk.
That's exactly what we're doing, and this issue is something that's been raised with me since first of all back in April, but ever since. And the residents here have had an issue with fly tipping. The council claim it's not their responsibility, so in the end nothing is happening. So I brought my team down today. We got a kind offer of a lorry, and we're just going to shift it.
Without referring to a blame game, the council claiming it's not their responsibility isn't their responsibility, is it?
This is common land, so ultimately, whose responsibility is it? I mean, yeah, our thoughts as regards the big society is that everyone comes together and takes action together to tackle the environmental problems in the locality. So we'd expect local councillors, we'd expect local residents associations, local forum to actually look at where work needs to be taken and to get the job done. But ultimately, the way you tackle this problem is to prevent lorries from being able to drive up and down, and that is a little bit of street furniture either end, and I think that is very much the council's responsibility. It's also the council's responsibility for environmental health. The fact that you've got all this waste here accumulating over many, many months attracts vermin and is a hazard for the residents here. So ultimately, I think when they've had an issue raised them on a weekly basis, which I know they have because I've had those representations as well, to really just say it's not my problem really isn't good enough. Because at the very least they should actually pull together those interests and find out who is responsible and encourage them to take action as well.
We filmed you a few months ago actually down here in Tilbury with Chris Grayling, and were these the type of issues that were coming up when you were on the doorstep?
Well, certainly when I was here, yes, and we had a number of calls and representation at the time. This has been very much an ongoing issue. And I think, people just generally feel that Tilbury is neglected and forgotten about. I mean, I've just been talking to a gentleman up there who said, if this was Trafford 100, it wouldn't happen. And I do have some sympathy for that view, quite frankly, because I don't think that people here are used to having anyone fighting their corner and championing them.